692 Dedication of the Cross Group Temples Temples of the Cross, Foliated Cross and Sun at Mar City of Palenque 1, 871 Battle of Ashdown, Ethelred I of Wessex, and his brother Alfred the Great beat invading Danish army. In 1198 Lotario di Segni elected Pope Innocentius III. In 1214 Earl Ferrand of Flanders dropped ties with France. In 1297 Monaco gains independence. In 1310 the Great Frost. In London the Thames River froze so thickly bonfires were lit on it. In 1438 Pope Eugene IV tries to break the power of the Council of Basel by transferring it to Ferrara. In 1558 French troops under Duc de Guise occupy Calais. In 1598 Jews are expelled from Genoa, Italy. Marius discovers Jupiter's moons. 1610 German astronomer Simon Marius independently discovers Jupiter's 4 largest moons 1 day after Galileo Galilei. In 1656 oldest surviving commercial newspaper, Weeckelycke Courante van Europa, now known as Haarlems Dagblad, and still in print, begins publication in Haarlem, Netherlands. In 1675 First American Commercial Corporation chartered NY Fishing Co. In 1708 Spanish treasure fleet led by the San José and loaded with gold sinks after a British squadron attacks off the coast of Colombia rediscovered in 2015. In 1716 Amsterdam gang leader and thief S. Jarko arrested. In 1734 premiere of George Frideric Handel's opera Ariodante at the Royal Opera House, Covent Garden, London. In 1745 Britain, Austria, Netherlands Saxony sign anti-Prussian Quadruple Alliance. In 1760 Comet C 1760 A1 Great Comet approaches within 0.0682 of Earth. First State of the Union 1791 U.S. President George Washington delivers the First State of the Union Address. 1798 11th Amendment ratified, judicial powers construed. In 1800 Austrians defeat French in Second Battle of Novi. In 1800 Wild Boy of Aveyron approx.12 discovered in southern France after possibly 7 years in the wild. Later christened Victor of Aveyron. In 1806 Battle of Blaauwberg, British forces attack French vassal, the Batavian Republic near Cape Town, modern-day South Africa. Clarke sees whale skeleton 1806 Explorer William Clarke views skeleton of a 105 ft whale washed up on Cannon Beach, inhabited by the Tillamook Nation modern Oregon 1. In 1811 Louisiana slave revolt by Charles Deslondes at German coast. In 1815 Battle of New Orleans War of 1812. The war had ended on 24 December 1814. But none of the combatants knew. First female Paris Academy Prize 1816 Sophie Germain is the first woman to win a prize from the Paris Academy of Sciences for her paper on elasticity. In 1833 Boston Academy of Music, first U.S. music school, is established. In 1835 U.S. national debt reaches zero for the first and only time in history. In 1838 rebellion at Amherstburg, Ontario breaks out. In 1842 Dutch King Willem II charters Technical College Delft. In 1848 Austrian soldiers kill 10 students, Pavia. In 1853 first U.S. bronze equestrian statue of Andrew Jackson is unveiled in Washington, D.C. In 1856 Dr. John Veatch discovers large deposits of borax at Tuscan Springs, California. In 1857 Devon Weeckelycke Courante of NY premieres in NYC. In 1861 U.S. Civil War. Union forces abandon Fort Barrancas in favor of Fort Pickens on Santa Rosa Island, near Pensacola, Florida. In 1863 American Civil War, Second Battle of Springfield, D.C. Black suffrage 1867 African American men granted the right to vote in Washington, D.C. despite President Andrew Johnson's veto. In 1870 U.S. Mint at Carson City, Nevada, begins issuing coins. Battle of Wolf Mountain 1877 Crazy Horse and his Sioux warriors fight their last battle with United States cavalry at Wolf Mountain, Montana Territory. In 1884 chrome tanning process for leather patented by Augustus Schultz. In 1889, Dr. Herman Hollerith receives first US patent for a mechanical tabulating machine. In 1894, Columbus World Sphere in Chicago destroyed by fire. In 1897, Michael Egan wins first US National Amateur Handball Championship. 1902, first National Bowling Championship held Chicago, Illinois. In 1902, New York State Assemblyman Francis G. Landon gets a bill passed to criminalize men turning around on a street and looking at a woman in that way. In 1902, the United Irish League, a leading force for unification in all Ireland and independence from Britain, holds its convention in Dublin. In 1904, Pope Pius X banned low-cut dresses in the presence of churchmen. In 1906, landslide kills 20 people in Haverstraw, New York, caused by the excavation of clay along the Hudson River. In 1908, first subway tunnel connecting Manhattan with Brooklyn under the East River opens in New York City. In 1912, chiefs, representatives of people and church organizations, and other prominent individuals form the African National Congress and declare its aim to bring all Africans together as one people to defend their rights and freedoms. In 1913, Frank Chance becomes NY Yankees manager. In 1917, Austro-Hungarian troops conquer Fulani, Italy. In 1918, Mississippi becomes first state to ratify the 18th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, authorizing the prohibition of alcohol. Woodrow Wilson S. 14 points. 1918, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson outlines his 14 points for peace after the Great War. In 1923, Romanian conductor George Enescu makes his American debut, leading the Philadelphia Orchestra at Carnegie Hall in New York City. In 1923, typography strike in Amsterdam. In 1925, England cricket opening batsman Herbert Sutcliffe follows his first innings 176 with 127 in the second innings, but his team cannot avoid an 81-run defeat to Australia in the second test in Melbourne. In 1925, first all-female U.S. State Supreme Court appointed in Texas. King Abdulaziz ibn Saud. 1926, Abdulaziz ibn Saud becomes king of Najd and Hejaz, forerunner of